AEW is back. The feeling is back, you heard? AEW is back, you heard? AEW All in Texas. Show of the year. Show of the year for any promotion. What you talking about? Let's get straight into it. Let's get to the main show. Men's Gauntlet match. This was MJF's match to win or lose, and he won. He won it. I'm glad he won it. Now, let's see what him and the Hurt Syndicate is going to do. I'm very intrigued what's going to happen with that. Adam Cole, baby, was not able to compete because he is dealing with an ailment. It's been reported it's a concussion. So he has not been cleared for concussion protocol, which that is nothing to mess with. It might possibly be the last time he ever wrestles, but we don't know. We can only pray that he can have a full, speedy recovery, but it's not looking good. And if anybody's like, damn, man, Adam Cole is one of the ones to where you can't find anybody that say a negative thing about him. One of the most sincere, nicest guys in the world. Like, all you gotta do is go on his gaming channel, Chugs. Just seems like a sweet guy, man. Like, I mean, I'm not here to say who deserves what or whatever, but it's just like, damn, man, it kind of really, really sucks. So now we have a vacant TNT Championship, which it turned into a fatal four-way of Dustin Rhodes versus Daniel Garcia versus Kyle Fletcher versus Sammy Guevara. And this is a very solid match. It went longer than it should have. It was hard for the crowd and me, even at home, to get into it because we're still bummed about Adam Cole. So they really had a hard job to try to follow that announcement about Adam Cole. But they put in the best foot forward. And then at the end, Dustin freaking Rhodes, the natural, wins the TNT title 5 years after his little brother, Cody, won it for the first time, the first ever winner of this belt. If anybody deserves this moment, it's Dustin Rhodes. If you know this guy's story, I remember Black Rain. Yes, I remember Black Rain. He has admitted one of his lowest times of his career. He deserves this moment, man. I don't expect him to have a long reign, but the emotion that Dustin had, like a low key almost made me emotional because this guy really been through the fire. Like, through the fire. We're going to talk about that in a second. But Kyle Fletcher will get that title soon. Like, let's get it twisted. But, yeah. Following this, we have the anticipated tag team match between Swerve when I try, and I swerve when I try, and I swerve when I try, and I Swerve Strickland, who came out with a JoJo, I don't remember her last name, JoJo, who is the widow of Bray Wyatt, came out there singing Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan. So JoJo comes out there singing Can't Nobody by Shaka Khan. And I was feeling the way. I'm like, Texas, y'all don't know Shaka Khan, Can't Nobody? Y'all don't know that? They don't know that? Come on, man. Come on, Texas. Y'all ain't cultured? Come on, son. Y'all wasn't raised right. Like, we all, just come on, man. But the fact that Swerve actually used to come out to this during the Indies, I'm like, Swerve, what was you doing? Like, Can't Nobody? Really? Like, okay. But yeah, shout out to JoJo. She did the damn thing. That was a nice little moment, call back for Swerve. Also, Will Ospreay comes out there with like Assassin's Creed theme situation. Matching attire. I love tag teams that come out in matching attires, bro. Young Bucks come out there taking a sweet ass time as the founding fathers of the AEW coming out there on a ship. I'm like, okay. But once the match happens, boy, does it happen. You can say what you want about the Young Bucks. I have my opinions of them. But when it comes to the in-ring performances, they know tag team wrestling. I don't know anybody that does it better than the Young Bucks, bro. And Swerve and Ospreay is two of the most athletic motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life. And it comes down to a house call and a sling blade at the same time. I want to say to Matt. And they get the dub. So Swerve and Ospreay will be able to contend for the world title. The stipulation was if they lost, they wouldn't be able to contend for the title for a year. And if the Young Bucks lost, they're no longer EVPs. So now, the Young Bucks are no longer EVPs. So now it's going to be really a new era in terms of, I guess, management or whatever story they're going to tell. And at first, I was like, yeah, sure. I thought maybe the better storytelling would have been Swerve and Ospreay to lose, especially depending on what happened in the main event. But I'm like, you know what? I don't care. Like, I really don't care. Like, especially, I don't want to wait a year for Swerve and Ospreay to have title matches. Like, I don't want to wait a year. But yeah, these guys put on a show. But then we get to the Casino Gauntlet match for the women's side. These women completely outshine the men. I know it's because of how it was booked or whatever, but every woman got their shine in, got their moments in. But we know what we're here for. We know what we're here for. When Athena came out, that was one of the biggest pops of the entire night. Athena comes out, who's from Texas, and man, she won. I was just getting straight to it. She won, and it was the right call. Athena, who has kind of been stuck on ROH in the ROH division and hasn't been seen on TV like she should have been, now is finally going to be a full-time competitor on the AEW TV screen, and now she has a guaranteed shot for the Women's World title. Well deserved. It's about goddamn time. Yeah, everything is hitting right now. So then we get to the World Tag Team title match between the Hurt Syndicate, Jet Speedball, what did they call it? Oh, Jet Speed, Speedball, Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight versus the Patriarchy, which shout out to the Hurt Syndicate. That theme song knocks. Boom, 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 boom. West Side Gun and them, but MVP even rapped down to the ring. Unfortunately, like, they were still playing the background vocals while trying to rap live. So I'm like, bro, if you're going to do this performance live, take out the background vocals. Just leave the instrumental track, then have them rap. Because it was like an echo to where you could tell it was definitely messing up MVP. Because he's trying to rap and he's hearing an echo. So yeah, they got to get better with that. But the Hurt Syndicate wins, which that was the right call in my opinion. The Hurt Syndicate is one of the most over teams. We heard people, even though they're supposed to be a heel faction, they're a face. So yeah, so the Hurt Syndicate win. Man, Shelton Benjamin. I just can I just point out, Shelton, who just turned 50, doesn't look like a day over like 30. Him and Bobby Black truly don't crack, bro. Like, I don't know how he do it, but it is what it is. Genetics, like a motherfucker. Melon is popping. But yeah, Shelton Benjamin, who was yeeting motherfucker, like when he does a German suplex, he be yeeting them niggas. But yeah, shout out to them. But that wasn't the end of the match as Christian and Nick Wayne about to make their way out. Nick Wayne turns on Christian Cage. The mother turns on Christian Cage, and as soon as everybody saw that, they was about to do a concerto. Them and FTR was on the outside as well, by the way. I'm like, why are they out there? I'm like, oh. So as soon as the Nick Wayne was about to do a concerto to Christian Cage, everybody was waiting for it, and it happens. You think you know me. Now, with that being said, I'm happy to see Copeland back, but I'm starting to wonder, do people not know what a run-in is? Everybody got to do the poses now. Penta did it last month at Night of Champions. He got to do his pose while doing a run-in. Copeland comes out there, running to the one side. You're like, oh, I forgot. I got to get down and do a run-in and save my best friend. But then he poses with the pyro. I'm like, bro, this is a run-in. There's not a time to do your poses, bro. So that was a little annoying, like just a little bit. But yeah, Adam Copeland saves Christian from getting a concerto. And he did a great callback to where Copeland takes the mic, tells Christian, hey, Christian, go find yourself. Doing the opposite of what Christian did with Copeland, was that 2 years ago? When Christian told Copeland to go F yourself. So We're going to build to the eventual reunion of ENC and Christian, which I cannot wait for. We're probably going to get it at All Out, which I think is in Toronto. So that is going to be fun as hell. I hope it is not like the DX 2006 version to where they're just being a bunch of old men being goofy. I hope there's some seriousness to them, and I hope they truly explore Christian's arc of getting to that point instead of just being like, okay, we're cool now. I really hope they do that, which I think they're smart enough not to just have Christian be a good guy and actually explore him, getting on the good side again. But with that being said, let's get to one of three main events. Let's start off with the AEW Women's World Championship match. Timeless Toni Storm versus Mercedes Moné. When I tell you this is one of my most anticipated matches of the year, and it lived up to the hype. Mercedes Moné comes out there looking like Cowboy Carter, Beyonce in the right in my sixth row in the Cadillac car, whatever that was. She got this long robe with all the people that she has beaten over the past year as she's been undefeated. She looked great. She always looked great attire, all that. No belts, by the way. She didn't come out with any of her belts. So I was like, that's intriguing. Meanwhile, Toni Storm comes out there, and of course she has the black and white attire, black and white screen, but then the red is the only thing that's shown is the red color. I'm like, oh, okay, I like that. That's cool. And so she comes out there and does a little performance. These guys have great chemistry together. Like these guys, guys. These women are such characters. They're so deep in their characters. At the end, we get Mercedes Moné on the top rope going for a move. Toni Storm catches Mercedes Moné, gives her the kiss of death, and hits a middle rope avalanche storm zero, gets the dub. I was shocked. This is the most shocked I was the entire night. I'm like, wow, they had Toni Storm beat Mercedes Moné. Now, I'm not gonna lie, part of me was like pissed for the first 5 minutes. I was like really pissed. I'm like, so we did all this to give the win and the first loss to Mercedes Moné to Toni Storm? Like, why? And I was really feeling the way. But then I was thinking about it. I'm like, wait a minute. Athena is going to eventually challenge for the world title. I do think it's better for Athena to get that title shot and be the one to defeat Toni Storm, hopefully, than Mercedes. Mercedes doesn't need it. I know she's a belt collector. I made it known in my predictions how much I do not care for undefeated streaks or people that collect belts because I think it waters down the division because you got to beat everybody. So I'm like, thinking about it after 5-10 minutes, I'm like, you know what? I don't mind this. Now Mercedes has a story to tell once she loses all her belts and has to get back to getting that world title shot again. So now she has another story she could do. That was definitely the shocker of the night for me. Next we have Okada versus Omega for the Unified Championship. Now there's no way this match can live up to the hype that we all had. It just wasn't going to be able to do it. But yeah, Okada got the win. I think it was definitely the right call. And now, eventually, I think we will get to Okada going for that world title as well. But now on to the main event, the Texas Death Match between Adam Hangman Page, Jon Moxley, the Death Riders. Near the end, we all knew we was going to get a WrestleMania 40 Bloodline Rules, Avengers type deal. Death Riders get involved, taking out Hangman. Ospreay comes out trying to help, gets taken out. A guy in a mask gets into the ring, doing the yes chants, hits the flying knee, which of course it's Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, which is funny because Bryan Danielson just did a recent interview saying that WWE contacted him to get him to stop doing the yes chant. Which I'm like, huh? For what? Bryan Danielson's not even a full-time wrestler anymore. So when would I ever do it? I rarely ever do it. So what are you I don't understand why you even call Danielson to even tell him to do that, because you can't copyright emotion. They have every right or a chant, really. You can't copyright that. Like Danielson has every right to do that, so that's kind of weird. WWE be on some weird stuff, bro. But anyway, so Danielson comes out getting revenge on Moxley, who took him out, who retired him basically last year. Then Darby comes down from the ceiling like Sting. Swerve comes out there with a chain that Hangman left in the locker room a couple days prior, hands it to him. Hangman, by the way, Moxley takes out a board of nails. I'm like, please, Lord, don't let them go through that. Clearly it's gimmicked, but I'm like, still like, bro. And so Hangman like does a look to Swerve. Swerve kind of gives a head nod. Hangman chokes Moxley with the chain, then does a buckshot to Moxley on the bed of nails, gets the chain again, hangs him from the ropes like he did, I want to say, was it a couple years ago? And Moxley, who's supposed to be this big tough guy that never gives up, he was flopping like a fish. Like he showed, like, say what you want about Moxley, but when it's time to be giving and give somebody a moment, he does, because that's gonna live forever. Like, he was bleeding and it looked like he's being choked to death. He's flopping, and instead of passing out, potentially dying, he taps out. And that's a great moment. Instead of doing the last man standing thing to where they go to 10 or anything like that, or pass out, Moxley taps out, which I think is the best result you could have got. And man, I have not felt that way, I want to say, since WrestleMania 40, in terms of, not of how everything went down, but just knowing and following the story of Adam Hangman Page, the story between Swerve and Hangman. I just recently watched, after the pay-per-view, the first couple segments of Hangman and Swerve, and how Swerve was telling Hangman that Hangman got complacent, he got soft, and that Swerve wants his spot, right? And how Hangman was telling Swerve that you could never be in my spot, you don't have what it takes. And so they literally told a 2-year story arc of how Swerve eventually did win the title, and how Hangman eventually did get his mojo back and had to change who he was and get that fire and desire back thanks to Swerve and that rivalry. And they were able to not only get the title back, but they were able to become better human beings, and just, it's like, man, that is great storytelling. Now, I don't think it should have took 9 months or 10 months for the Death Riders to happen. And I do got to admit that after AEW Dynasty, when Swerve lost, I thought, man, this company is never coming back. This company is a lost cause, right? And I have to admit, I was wrong. This was the right call. Hangman was the right person. As much as I thought Swerve and Ospreay are our bigger stars, and is in our bigger stars, this was the right call. Hangman being the lone star, the main character of AEW, the true pillar and originator of AEW. If anybody was going to take down the Death Riders, it had to be Hangman. But yeah, show of the year by far. No complaints, A+. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share all the things of the things. Welcome to the Hot Bitch. There's Cesar K, your hardcore casual fan. And if not down with that, I got 2 words for you. Suck it.
I'm the best. I'm the best in the world.